Good afternoon. I'm Thomas. This is Owen. I'm going to be the narrator and master of this game. Owen is the player. Um,
Hello.
one thing I'm going to tell you right away is that as you saw, what I originally meant to make all one video, I'm yeah, I had to split into two because it's just too long. We recorded for way longer in total than I thought. Um, but that's okay. We're good now. We fixed everything. Another thing is we have something very cool because I've been generating pictures using the creativity democratizer.
Ooh. I've actually been
Uh,
doing really well too.
the
I
first
saw some of
one,
the images he generated of
okay.
of my character and it looks almost perfect.
Um, Let me just go to the file location. The first one is this.
There it is.
Look at that. Let
That
me make
beautiful
him a
boy.
bit bigger. This is the player character, Colgan Blackstone? Yeah,
Yeah.
Blackstone. It's a bit hard to see on my screen with my sub HD level of pixels.
You imagine that guy getting beaten up by a giant black meatball, because I can.
Or is it HD? Is HD 720?
Ha is it? I don't know.
Uh, Whatever it is. Um, Either way, this is our guy, and this is Teto.
Beautiful boy.
All right. So we just listened to the end of the last episode,
Yep, caught up.
and I
Ready to
don't
keep
think there's
reading.
any other housekeeping to do, as the somebody used to say that I listened to. Um, I think it was a Dark Souls podcast with Bonfireside Chats, and then the main podcast was something about fireballs. Um, Called something about fireballs. They did reviews of old games.
That's something I would know about.
Yeah, it was a long time ago that I listened to it.
Ah, you're old.
Yes. So
Okay.
I'm gonna leave I'm gonna leave the camera on this picture of the layout of the current location for no particular reason, I guess. As I get started. So the last thing that happened was the preacher had taken a look at your wounds. He said that he doesn't think they'll get any worse, but that they're not right. And he said he'll pray for you and pray for your wounds to heal to his God, which is
His god is
um,
what? Would you happen to have a name
uh,
for
uh,
this god yet?
yes, I do, I do. Uh,
Hmm.
it's called brain fart.
I see. Yeah, yeah, ask him who he worships and he starts sweating profusely like, I know who that is. I'm not a scammer, I swear. Donate to
So,
the church, please.
so the preacher whose name I also have here somewhere, Mr. Constant, I hope. I'm pretty sure that was the preacher. I didn't actually
Probably.
write down preacher. I just wrote down Mr. Constant, but he's not Dr. Shanny. I know that.
Dr. Shanny. Who's Dr. Shanny?
He's the doctor.
Did I ever meet a doctor?
Yeah, you
Oh yeah,
did.
I did meet a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause he saved me. Right.
Yeah.
At the very least, he looked at me and was like, you don't look good.
Yeah, he patched you up. Fortunately, you
Okay.
won't be really meeting him again, so I don't have to come up with a name for, or I mean, I don't won't have to remember his voice.
Yeah, yeah. Just flesh wounds. I'll be fine.
Um, but Mr. Constant says, I'll pray to Vox that your wounds don't get any worse and that everything is all right." And
That'd be
you can tell
very
that
nice.
Vox is referring to his god. Um, and you as a dwarf don't really know much about human gods. Um,
Well, obviously, because
so
dwarven gods are just cooler.
yeah. So you assume that that's the god that he worships, but you don't know much more than that.
Hmm. So, I'm probably just gonna say thanks for the help and then go off to town. I got some shopping to do, I think. Gotta fix all my stuff.
Well, he leaves, and then you finish breakfast. There's,
Oh, I didn't finish eating.
I'm pretty sure
I was
not. I'm pretty sure
I
they
stopped
walked.
eating to talk to this guy. I didn't want to do that.
They walked in towards the end of your meal. You get up, thank the people, uh, thank the farmer and his family for the food, and say you have business to do, and they kind of want you to stay and rest, but they can tell that you're made of tough stuff, and they let you go.
All right.
The farmer, whose name is Colgan, no,
No, that's me.
yeah, Rolk.
Frolk. Yes, yes.
Rolk, Rolk goes with you. He wants to take a look at the body of the monster. Um, so you both walk outside, and you, uh, the door of the house is facing south, or at least the door that you exited out of. But you can pretty quickly see from around the corner. Oh wait, oh crap! It's actually a decent way. You walk with the farmer a little bit. He wants you to go with him, and then you can see a little crowd stand of is a bit older sort of looking men standing around the body, and the body is is laying in a big circle of blackness as the liquids that were inside of it have seeped into the ground and have started turning everything black. Um, Mr. Lemmer has, is it Lemmer? I already forget. Holy cow. Mr. Constant. Lemmer is Rolk.
Okay.
Names are hard.
You can do it, Tom.
Hopefully over this I'll get better at this stuff. Um,
Great, so Vox, you'll remember the names. You know
Mr.
who that is
Constant.
still, right?
Yes, I do know. I thought about it at work a lot, and
Okay.
came up with a, um, a whole thing about Vox.
All right, good, because it'll
Um,
be on the test.
yes. Although you're the one getting tested.
I feel like I'm testing you.
I have to remember the answers so I can tell if you got them right or wrong.
Just for
Anyway,
making things up and gaslight you into thinking that's how it always was.
Mr. Constant is standing towards the outside of the little circle. You can see a couple familiar faces. Um, the the keeper of the general store and the blacksmith, who I don't think you ever asked his name. He never asked
I
your
don't think
name
I
either.
did.
You guys just kind of like he can see you and he recognizes you, but he doesn't call a name or anything. He just kind of nods towards you. The blacksmith glances at
Imagine
you,
we
but
both look at each other and like go grumble at each other with respect or something.
well, he looks
You
at
know.
you, and then and the farmer is just kind of eh, and looks back. But then another man that's a bit older than the shopkeeper, um, appears to say something, and then the blacksmith looks back at you with some degree of respect. you and the farmer both, but it looks like he's kind of paying most attention to you. And Mr. Constant uh, calls over to you um and uh, wait a
Uh-huh.
second.
Go on.
uh, I keep losing my train of thought. This sucks.
We're all standing around the body staring at it. What's next?
This is gonna suck in editing. Um, he just beckons you over. Mr. Constant
Okay.
beckons you over, and you walk over there, and the the other man that you don't recognize is the other man that you don't recognize walks forward and says to the farmer, "I could have never expected that. This thing was what was creeping around your field. I I don't know what to do." He looks he's trying to keep a brave face, but he looks a little bit shaken. Everybody here looks shaken, except for the blacksmith, who doesn't seem to really care. Um, they're keeping, um, they're paying close attention to where they step to make sure they're not stepping in the blackened area. And and Mr. Constant is looking at it quizzically. He crouches down. He crouches down and looks like he's kind of trying to sense something. You're not sure how strong of a holy man he is or what kind of abilities he may have, but it looks like he's doing some sort of investigation. Uh,
Hmm.
the uh, the older
Just be
man,
poking with a stick. Can I poke it with a stick when I can?
uh,
Let's see what would happen.
you feel a mild desire to poke it with a stick, but you get interrupted by the old man who has continued speaking. "I'm the mayor of this town, and I take it you're the one who killed this thing, you and Rolk."
Yup.
"Well, that must have been a terrifying fight. I heard you were covered in this stuff." And he kind of nods towards, or like he kicks his foot at the black stuff.
Don't worry, it wasn't my blood I was covered in mostly. It's fine.
"Do you say that?"
Yes, yes.
He chuckles. Um, where was I going with this? Crap. Hold on.
Um,
I keep forgetting my. I keep forgetting the purpose.
hey,
He turns to Rolk. I'm gonna have to cut a lot of this out.
you can do it.
He turns to Rolk. So, so what happened? And Rolk kind of goes, "Well, I I talked a bit to the." How did you meet Rolk? You kind of walked over, didn't you?
Yeah, I just walked up to his house and was like, hey, her things were attacking here. And he was like, ah, I guess you could try and do something about it. So then I did something about it.
Oh yeah. Shoot, I should have paid more attention.
I also
Who
nerded
told?
out with him over guns for a long time. It was hilarious.
You did. Who told
Yeah,
you that stuff was going on? I don't. Shoot, I
I think
really should have kept better notes.
it was the innkeeper on my way out. They were like, ah, yeah, strange attacks have been going on. Watch out at night.
Oh, the innkeeper.
Why do I know the
Yes,
things better than you?
I've been doing a lot.
Don't you have notes?
I yes, but I haven't been keeping very good notes.
Ah, that would
I
explain
I
it.
was I'm short on time chronically, and I was going to take notes as I listened back to it when I was
Feel like you're just
editing the
short on
last
effort.
episode. Uh, I I'm working. I'm working afternoons. It's not easy.
Don't you could just like have a pen and paper with you and just write occasionally while you're talking or something.
Um, I I'm not sure what's going to be relevant.
Cliff notes.
Uh,
Fill in the blanks of the cliff notes. I don't know.
uh, okay, okay. It's hard to
Think,
write and talk
Tom.
at the same time. Fine, fine, fine.
Just get good. I
K,
don't know.
uh, K meets mayor. There,
Okay.
see notes.
Yeah, that's good notes. You did it.
Constant investigates. No,
Okay.
I'm not
What were
leaving
we
notes like
talking
this.
about
This is
again?
I can't do the creative thing. I'll just write down all the names. Anyway, uh
Okay.
shit, what were we talking about?
I was
See?
like talking to the mayor or something.
Oh, right. Right. So Rolk is explaining Rolk is explaining what happened.
Oh yeah.
Um this boy was asking what was going on. Should I give him a southern-ish accent? Whatever. This boy was
That's
asking what
fine.
was going on, and I told him something's been messing with the animals. Something's been messing with the fields. So he offered to check it out. I saw that machine gun there. I figured he could hold himself in a fight if it was something dangerous. So he did. He looked at it. I went straight to sleep. I'm an old farmer. I need to get up early. But as soon as I heard gunshots, I came running out with my gun and saw that thing. And Rock was fighting it. I think it was on top of him. I don't quite remember.
It
And
was. I raised my hand and say it was.
uh, yeah, it was. Um, I started shooting it. He kept shooting it. He hit it with some sort of hammer. That hammer right there that he's holding right now. I'm assuming you grabbed your stuff. You didn't
I
grab your
raised my
stuff.
hammer and say, "Yep."
He kind of wonders how you have your hammer. He didn't see you actually grab it.
I like pull it from under my coat somehow and just.
Yeah, somehow, or yeah, you must have attached it to you when you were changing. You don't have your backpack or machine gun on you, just the
Yeah,
hammer.
I'm not hiding that under my coat.
I don't know where he got that from, but anyway, yeah, he hit it with that thing, and it eventually died. And well, I, I called my wife, and daughter. We dragged him to the house, washed him up. My wife called the doctor. Wait, did I say that? No, I didn't. My wife called the doctor, and we patched him up, cleaned everything off. I hope your gun still works. It looked like it was in bad shape.
I think it'll work.
Uh,
Probably. That's
you
what I
you
think.
did take a quick look at it. The gun clearly will work just fine. It its
Woohoo.
finish, if you call it that, is kind of damaged. Clearly, the oil didn't work as well as the beeswax mixture that your your leather backpack was coated in. But
Ah.
it the oil did its job to some extent. Unfortunately, the ammo uh, didn't fare so well, and the box is a touch brittle.
Oh,
But
so all my ammo is bad.
the part that connects your box did just fine, and while you had your backpack on, right?
Yeah.
While you had your backpack on and it did get covered, it didn't reach the other three cases of ammo. It was just on the gun, and the
Okay,
backpack
so.
did get hit, but not too bad. Like it was mostly your clothes, your weapons, and yourself.
Hmm.
So you're clearly going to have to take apart the belt, take all of the ammo out of it and look at it and process that stuff. But you think that you can deal with that later. The main point is it's still functional.
Hmm. Uh,
Um, where did we?
Once I'm done talking to people, I definitely need to go to the general store and look at all my stuff. Get new clothes, maybe a map.
Yeah,
I've just been wandering around up to this point, so I might want to actually know where I am.
yeah.
Besides, I don't want to just abandon Hulk. This is my home now, I say. I'm gonna buy a house in this town.
So do you want to get a map of the larger area? We'll go over that later, actually. So
Okay.
um, the farmer was saying, I don't know how uh, your weapons looked worse for wear. I don't know if they'll still work, but we cleaned it up as best we can. Um, are you gonna say something, or are you gonna just let them continue?
I figure I'm gonna let them continue. I mean, they're all just talking to me. I don't.
Okay.
Not much
Well,
happening.
the mayor, who is a bit too distracted to offer proper greetings, he hasn't said his name. He hasn't asked yours. Says, "Well, uh, uh, well, sir, you sure are a brave dwarf, and you have our gratitude. Um, whatever you need to fix your stuff or get new stuff, whatever it's damaged, and the doctor, you just go to them. You ask for whatever you want. I'll pay for it. That's the least I can do for this." He gestures at the dead creature.
I think I'm gonna ask him for some money to repair my weapons. So I'm gonna need a few materials, I imagine, like some oil and stuff for my gun or something.
Um,
New
he
clothes.
he goes. The shopkeeper's right there, and is like, I'll get him. And the mayor just says, "Yep, I'll pay him. I'll pay him later. I'll pay him both. Don't you worry about it. You just go to the shop and you pick out whatever you need."
Woohoo! I can get clothes! Right now I'm still hanging free. All I've got is a comically large shirt and coat on, so
Yep.
alright, I'm gonna pick a nice sturdy pair of clothes. Just one, it'll be fine. I don't need more.
All right. And um,
Go through some of my ammo, check which is okay, and throw out the rest.
do you say this out loud?
No, no, it's what
Okay,
I'm
okay.
doing.
Well,
I'm
in
just
that
like making
case,
awkward small
in
talk the
that
whole
case,
time or something.
the preacher looks. The preacher gets up and he says, "I took a look at this. I used my connection to Fox, and it doesn't look good. I don't know what this is, but take a look at this." And he points, or he pokes a stick at the edge, and he says, "It's moving. It's spreading." And wait, oh, never mind. A Discord confused me for a second because I forgot who I was.
What?
I
You forgot who
I,
you were.
I for some reason I thought the uh, the Ned Flanders Space Marine was you.
I
Oh, that
was so
reminds me, I need to
confused.
change my profile picture. But anyway,
Just like, I don't know who I am anymore.
yeah. Am I the player, or or am I
It
the
was me
game?
the whole time.
Anyway, he pokes at the ground, and you can see that it's moving, and he goes, look, the grass is all, it's not quite dying, but it just doesn't look right. And it has turned black. It doesn't look that different, but it's it kind of moves a bit funny. It's just not pleasant to look at in general.
Sure. So, did Vox say anything? I gotta ask him if Vox said anything in particular, because right now he said he's communing with it, and
Well,
also this
he
doesn't look right.
he used his connection to Vox to look at it, so he used basically holy powers.
I thought he used his eyes. It's kind of right there.
His holy eyes.
Holy eyes.
um,
can see that the ground is turning black.
And he
I think this
continue
preacher is
he
full of it. I don't
continues
buy it.
on. He's not a very strong preacher. He's just low level. He's been doing it for a long time, but he's not used to seeing this sort of stuff. Um, but anyway, he continues on, and something about this stuff just doesn't feel right. It's the same thing with your wounds. It it's just something's wrong. I can't tell. It's nothing's getting worse exactly, but it's not exactly unholy in the normal sense. It's not any sort of demon, but something's just not right. I've never seen this before. I'm gonna
That,
try to keep.
that asking, like,
What?
has he tried pouring holy water on it or something? Normal water, even. What happens if you set it on fire, you think?
Well, before you before
That's what I'm
before you get the
saying.
chance to ask this, he says, "I'm gonna try to do what I can to get rid of this stuff. I don't think it's gonna come naturally. I suggest that somebody gets some proper sturdy boots. I'll do it myself, and I'll try to set this thing on fire. I'll see if I
Yeah,
can.
he's doing the thing.
I'll see if I can use some holy flame." And he starts praying to Vox for uh, to impose order on this chaotic world, and holds out his hands and they start glowing, um, and you can see that the grass that has turned black, it does actually start to turn to dust, and it kind of floats up, and as it floats you can see it turn back to green before it turns to ash. um, and a small area does look better, but the ground itself where the stuff is seeped into, it doesn't really change too much. The ground, it does look like it's returned to normal for a few seconds before the black seeps back up, and you can see that it's at least barren of any life, but the preacher looks disappointed, as everybody else does too. And
I
he just says, "Well, I guess I'll put some sturdy boots on and just try to burn up the source of this."
If only we could just, like, wait. Problem is, we're too close to the farm. We get some, like, shovels or something. Coat them in. Oh, no, they dissolve. We need a way to move it, and then I can just cover it in all of my bad ammo and try to blow it up.
Dang it, I can't have Alex randomly laugh. That's a little bit harder to explain than it's a bit harder
Yeah.
to explain than
What?
Oh, yeah.
hold on. Is
There
it,
goes Alex.
oh, okay, good. Okay. Can you go back to what were you saying about the shovels?
We need to find a way to move it, because I wanna try just blowing it up with all of my bad ammo that I have on me. Or that would still explode, right? If I just, like, put a ton of pour all the gunpowder on it or something. Or
You
just
would
put the
have
entire
to
box on it.
you would have to look at it closer, but from what you saw, it looks like mainly the casings were corroded. They were airtight, as bullets tend to be.
Hmm.
So the casings and some of the bullets are junk, but the gunpowder will be fine. Although it's not really anything you can explode the thing with. Um, it would make a big sizzle, and that's about it.
Oh, okay. So that means I can burn it here. We're far enough from the fields, I think. I should actually. I'll ask the
the
farmer for permission to try burning it with my bullets.
the preacher sees that you uh, he sees your expression and he can tell that you want to help and he goes, "Uh, don't worry, boy, I'll take care of it. You just get your stuff."
I'm just gonna be leaving then, I guess.
He clearly
Alright.
doesn't want you to interfere. He kindly shoos you away, as well as the blacksmith and the mayor. You're not really sure why the blacksmith was there, but you can kind of guess that he's a respected figure.
Yeah, it makes sense. Blacksmiths tend to be pretty important wherever they are.
Yeah.
Alright, so then gotta go back to town, go into the general store and fix up my guns.
All
Well, my
right.
gun and my hammer.
Then I take it you grab your stuff first.
Yeah, yeah. Also pick up some of those clothes that I was talking about.
All right. You you go over to or you go and get your stuff. You put your helmet on. I don't think you had done that already. And you make sure you have your boots on, which I
Hmm.
don't remember if you had those on.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
those both are a little bit corroded, but they're mostly fine.
Yeah,
The
they can
helmet,
take more. That's fine.
you could use another helmet, but
Oh, where's my helmet?
your boots were coated the same way as your backpack, so they are basically fine. Um,
Nice.
and you go over to the general store with the shopkeeper of the general store, and you look at what there is to what there's to find. You've got your backpack and your weapons. What do you want to do?
All right, so they do have clothes there, right?
I
Do they
just
have
realized
anything
I
in
should
dwarf
check.
size? Or am I gonna have to take kids' clothes? Um,
Eh,
uh,
the shopkeeper picks out some stout and short clothing. You don't have a wide selection, but you do have some clothing that is more or less similar to what you already had. It's just it's just brown, um, brown pants and a cream colored shirt.
all right, yeah, that sounds good enough. I just imagine like the shopkeeper is like trying to hold back his laughter while he's picking out the best kids' clothes he has.
They're not quite kids' clothes,
Okay,
uh,
good.
and and at the moment they're too tall for you. Um,
Oh, okay.
but he says that he can send them off to the tailor, um, and he does that, and um, asks you to just look around and pick out whatever else you want.
The tailor must be jumping right on that then, because I don't plan on being in town all day.
It should only take the tailor a couple hours.
Oh, okay. Well, and for now, I gotta look for a map of the area. I want to see like just one with like a few nearby towns on it for now, I think. I imagine he doesn't have anything too big if he does have one even.
Um, he's got a map stored in a corner somewhere, and you look at it, and you can see that there's. It looks like the closest town is about 40 kilometers away, and to the north, it's just forest for a while. Although cutting through the forest about 2 kilometers north is a road heading east and west. Um, and in the corner of the map to the southwest, I think it was. I'll have to double check that, but probably to the southwest is your settlement, and it's just got a dot and a name. It There's very little detail, and it's written very small on the corner of the map. It looks like they don't really care. Your your people don't really interact with them much.
Hmm.
Um, and like I said, there's a town 40 kilometers away to your west, and then to the northeast, about 100 kilometers away is a slightly larger town. It looks like you'd have to go onto that road to the north in order to reach it.
All right. For now, I've still got a few more things to do in the general store though, because I just had an idea. I want to look through all of my bad bullets, right?
Uh
And I want to
huh.
use them to see if I can fashion myself a grenade. So I have like all of this gunpowder I can't use for things, and I don't have bombs, but I want to have bombs. Can I make bombs?
You. The way you said that. You go into the back where you worked on the guns just the day before, and
Uh-huh.
you pull apart the box. And the box, it's functional, but kind of just barely. It looks
Oh.
like you'd be able to fix it. You can probably find materials around. There's some stuff in the shop, but for the most part, you'd probably have to ask a proper craftsman. Um,
Yeah.
that's
No, I
that
suppose we'll
actually.
just keep my grenades in it or something. More storage.
I mean, it's just a box. It just might it might break on you sometime in the
Uh,
future. Um, but the belt itself is basically fine. Um,
so I
it's
can reload that on like a reloading bench at some point. I'm just taking the gunpowder, so
uh you can see that you're going to have to shorten it a decent amount because some links are damaged, and um, so it's a 200 round belt, separated into 50 round link or not links 50 round segments that can be easily hooked together or unhooked just by pulling it. Um,
hmm.
you're going to
How
have
much
to
are
take.
these?
Um, I'm gonna say 30. Well, I'll say 40. 40 links are damaged, um, and
Hmm.
about 65 rounds are unusable.
Okay, so I just tear off the damaged links for now, I suppose. Um, I mean, if they're damaged, I should just throw that part out and then, like buy a new one later or something.
So you're able to remove the specific links that can't be used and put the rest of it back together. Um, and you can keep them in 50 round segments. That works just fine. It The problem is that you have just a uh, 10 round segment at the end of it.
Yeah,
And
well, it's better than having to worry about the 40 round segment attached to those 10 that suck.
let me just write that down quickly.
All
350
right.
round segments and a 10 round segment. All right, so all of the bullets are just sitting loose. You've sorted them into two piles of good ones. You have, what did I say? 65. You have 65 unusable unusable bullets. You take them apart and dump all of the gunpowder just into a jar that was sitting around. Um,
Yeah. All right.
you have you have 65 um, 60 65.
Yeah.
I think I heard Alex
Think,
again.
Tom.
Is Alex back?
Yeah.
Can you tell Alex to be quiet?
Alex, you be a little quieter.
What are you doing?
Tom's recording things, and apparently he can hear you making all the weird laughing noises.
What's Tom trying to record right now?
A video. We're doing like a D&D-ish thing, but not D&D, because D&D is for nerds.
Uh,
Sure.
tell
Alright.
him, uh, tell him that there should be a video out tomorrow, the day after, something like that,
Oh.
that he can watch, and if he likes it, he can join the game.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Alex, Tom
What?
says that there's going to be a video out on it tomorrow, so then you can join if you like it.
No.
He says no.
Um,
Well, that clears that up.
well, hopefully he'll be quiet at least.
Hopefully.
um, getting back to it
Uh,
for I
uh-huh.
don't know how many times.
How many
Um,
bombs did I get?
you have 65 rounds worth of gunpowder.
Okay.
The
How many
bullets
bombs is
are
that?
fair sized. Uh, I'm gonna say you can. I don't know if you could make bombs just outright. If you
Oh,
were
they're
to,
not good bombs, but I can make bombs. It's like gunpowder explodes. So I could
if
make concussive bombs, not like fragmentation bombs.
so, first I'll just tell you what your resources are right now.
Hmm.
How about that? Crap.
Well, I could like
I
buy a bottle or
knocked
something to
over
put all the
something.
gunpowder in, and then that would work. Not well, but it would work.
uh,
Kind of
you
like a
have
Molotov cocktail.
you have 65 rounds worth of gunpowder, 17 usable bullets, and a small amount of of brass.
Ooh.
Um,
Could I
the
use the brass to make a bomb? Like make a casing for the bomb, an outer bomb. Fragmentation bomb. Do
all
I have
right.
smithing things? Can I go to the blacksmith for that? Ooh,
I
the
mean, you're
possibilities.
free to go wherever you want.
Okay, I gotta finish shopping and then go to the blacksmith. I want to buy another bottle because I want to take I want to take like some of the monster blood or something to just throw at people I don't like. Is there anything else I need? I still have food
So
and
the
water, right?
shopkeeper has returned, and he goes, "Oh, I see you're fixing up your stuff. Um, you get everything you need."
I look at him excitedly and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make bombs.
He's not surprised.
I ask him for advice on what would make the best bombs. Think
You
he
do
would
what?
know.
Sorry.
I'm gonna ask him for advice on what he thinks could make the best bomb, like if I could melt some casings or if he'd have anything for it.
Well, I think if you're using the gunpowder from those bullets, and he seems to have seen that that that's exactly what you're planning on. Uh, if you're using that, you're gonna want something that'll create a bit of pressure before it really goes off. I think the blacksmith could come up with something like that. Otherwise, I have a few cans that I'm not using. They're I'm not really sure what to do with them anyway. They're metal cans, but they're not really meant for food. I don't remember
Ooh.
what was inside of them, but they might be the right size. And he shows a small collection of cans. It looks like there's one that could just fit all of the gunpowder into it.
Ooh.
Um, it's well, I guess 65 rounds worth of gunpowder. That's a decent amount of. There's two that you could make into fairly large bombs, significantly larger than a normal grenade. And
Nice.
then there's 8 really small cans. It almost looks like it almost looks like the kinds of cans that you would see Vienna sausages come in, except it's got
Huh.
a screw top for some reason.
A screw top?
And just like the shopkeeper, you have no idea what they were used for.
Wait, so screw top, I could like reuse the cans. That'd be good to have on me then. Alright, I suppose it's time to thank him and be off to the blacksmith. I got bombs to make.
You just take all the cans.
Yeah, they're cans. They can be useful. Besides, if I have spare cans, I can try and see if I can store some monster blood with it. Carrying around acid with me seems like a good idea, I'm sure.
All right. Um, do you explain any of this to the shopkeeper?
Yes, intently.
So he does say that first off, monster blood, you should probably try to use glass because he kind of mimics throwing a can. He says like you could kind of use it like a Molotov. It'll shatter when you throw something at it or throw it at something. And then he also goes, and that monster blood is going to completely corrode through the cans. That these cans are not going to hold up to it.
I ought to thank him for that bit of advice there. Maybe give him a tip for his troubles, just like a
Also,
quick.
he says,
Yeah?
I think you'd be able to just use these cans as they are pretty much. Um, you might have to drill a hole through it, but I have some fuses uh, that you could stick in there.
Ooh, I gotta get some fuses from him then. Still want to go to the blacksmith for it though, because I think he said the blacksmith would have some good advice on it.
Well, I mean that is if you didn't use the cans.
Oh, if I didn't use the cans, I thought I was going to like use the cans with the blacksmith.
You could have the blacksmith weld the cans shut. That would
Yeah, I think that would work a little better.
Yeah. Okay, so you take the fuses, you take the cans and all of your stuff. Um, the the shopkeeper he gives you a couple just disposable paper, not paper, disposable.
Paper.
Yeah, not paper.
No, like
Disposable
even a candle wick would work, wouldn't it?
disposable cloth bags. They're made from some sort of cheap cloth. Um, since they don't really have plastic in this world, they do technically, but it's mostly rubber and some very old. What is it? Armalite? No, no, that's the name of that's the name of a that's the A and AR. That's the
Hmm.
AR and AR actually. Um, uh, I don't remember what the old plastic is called, but they have that anyway.
Okay.
And so you have a couple just cheap cloth bags to put your stuff in. You get to keep the jar that you had put the gunpowder into. You get to keep a few jars, a few cans. I'm assuming you take all 10 cans with you.
Yeah, as long as I can fit them in my backpack or something. I don't want to just like carrying them in my arms for like 40 miles or over if I have to go.
You also take the fuses, and the shopkeeper seems happy to give it to you. They're very impressed, and everybody that knows about your feats, which is increasingly everybody, seems to be very impressed. And the few people on the streets that are going about their day look at you. You see some people pointing. Um, a couple kids walk up to you and they go, "Mr. Dwarf, did you really kill a monster?" As the
I flex my muscles and I'm like, I sure did.
they're very impressed.
Yay.
Um, you don't know this, but the mayor did kind of want to keep it a secret, but everybody immediately found out, and it's the word spread everywhere. But you
Small
make your
town,
way,
there was no hiding.
yeah, you make your way to the edge of the town, to the shopkeeper. He's working at a bench grinder, grinding what looks like an axe head.
Oh, okay.
He greets you with a
Just,
nod.
just make pleasant chat, ask him what he's grinding the axe for.
No, it's just an axe.
Alright,
It,
thanks.
it'll be a good chopper.
Alright, ask him if there's anything I need to do before heading out of town.
Are you making bombs?
Well, I make the bomb with him.
No. You walked up to him and talked.
Yeah,
You
and then
asked him
the
what the
cans and
axe
made
was.
bombs.
Oh my goodness. He
You said that I walked back to the shopkeep. I thought I had left or something.
what? Oh, no, 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 no. The shopkeep he gave you the bags and stuff. Sorry. I
Okay.
must not have made that clear.
Then
You
what happened in between
you
him giving that to me and then me walking up to him again and seeing him working an axe head?
the shopkeep gave you the stuff. The blacksmith, you walked up to him. He's got his garage. Oh well, his shop is kind of like shaped like a garage. He's got the garage door open and he's grinding on an axe head. You
Oh, the
greeted him,
blacksmith. Did you say blacksmith or shopkeep? I thought you
blacksmith,
said shopkeep. You said
blacksmith.
shopkeep.
Maybe I did. The blacksmith.
Anyway, I asked him for advice on bomb making then. Show him my stuff and I'm like, how make good bombs?
He kind of just goes, "Well, I don't know much about bomb making, but I can put the fuses in there and weld it shut."
Alright, time for
He
bro bomb making adventures.
he helps you make the bombs. What do you use? You can use the big one or the small one. A big one is equivalent to four small ones. You have equal capacity in
Obviously, I
big
make the
ones and
big one.
small. You make a big one, two big ones,
Yeah,
two big
I
ones.
can make two big ones?
Yes, you have enough. You have enough for two big ones.
Oh, well, I make two
So
big ones.
all right. you make you make two. Uh, y- you help him as he drills and welds this stuff. Um, the welding seems a bit dangerous. Neither one of you particularly know what you're doing. He does suggest that just in case you should close it first and then he starts welding it shut. Um, Either that or we can you can spend forever just pouring it through the hole that he's going to drill. It depends on how safe you want to be.
Probably take time, I suppose.
All right.
Don't want to risk blowing up, I think.
You get you get
That might
gunpowder
be a good
everywhere,
idea.
but you don't lose a significant amount. Um,
Okay.
you just it's just all over the place. as you use a teeny little funnel to pour it in there.
Right.
Yeah, got a yawn.
Then I wipe the sweat off my brow, thank him, and be on my way, I suppose. Actually,
Anyway, yeah, you do shove fuses into there.
yeah, shove a fuse into there and then be on my way.
Yeah.
My helmet, I don't need to fix it, all right? It's beautiful just the way it is. I refuse to fix it. It's good. It's fine.
He kind of just
Um,
he goes he goes helmet. It looks good enough, I guess.
I thank him optimistically and go waltzing off to the farm.
At the farm, it looks like the preacher has he had left, and now he's returned with some some thick leather, kind of like hiking boots, and he's wearing a thick pair of pants. It looks like they're meant for some sort of heavy work, but you're not sure exactly what kind. They're not leather; they're just a thick, um, fire retardant cloth.
Alright. I'm gonna walk
He's
up to him, tap on the back, and just hold up my bottom like, listen, I got a plan, alright? He has
oh,
blood. I
all
have a
right.
bottle. Understand me?
You you walk up to him as he or you catch up to him as he's walking towards the thing, and he looks at you like you're crazy, but he goes, "Whatever, you killed the thing."
I run excitedly to it and start bottling the blood
As
slowly.
you almost reach the black spot, and he goes, "Wait, wait, 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 wait!" And he goes,
Uh-huh.
"Let me do it. I'm dressed for it, and I've got a little bit more resistance against these things, being a preacher and all."
I thank him. I'm,
Uh,
I'm just like bouncing around in excitement for my acid. I just can't wait.
a quick reminder that it's not really acid. It
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 it's
corrodes
magic
things.
acid.
Okay.
Look, I wouldn't want a bottle of it chucked at me, so I think it's
You
fine.
you picked the right race. Oh, that's all I'm gonna say. Holy cow.
Cool.
Um he does a prayer. You see you kinda see, but you kinda don't see that around him there's a slight glow. It kind of feels like you're seeing it out of one eye, but not the other, but not not quite. But he walks over, and he he kind of squeezes the. How many jars do you have? I want to say the shopkeeper gave you 4 jars. They're kind of like small mason jars.
Oh, little mason jars. Okay. I'm
He
assuming that I can
squeezes.
hold the 4 of them because I only have a backpack with me.
Yeah, they'll fit in your backpack, along with the 8
Cool.
smaller cans. Um, but if you want more jars, you're gonna have to give up space for the cans because it's getting pretty stuffed. But he
Mm.
squeezes the jars against a hole, and black stuff oozes out. It's a bit thicker than blood, but it's still liquidy enough. And he closes the jars and gives them to you without much fuss, really. And then he turns back towards the thing wordlessly and puts his glove covered hands, I should say, directly on the beast and starts chanting to um, first to Vox, uh, to bind the evil of this creature within the creature and not let it escape, and then to Ada to set this dead corpse back to life in one final blaze. And then the creature does light up, and it gives off huge plumes of black smoke, even when it's just barely burning. But despite all the liquid, it continues to burn. And after about a minute, um, it's completely on fire as you're standing looking at the thing about 20 feet away from 30 feet away from the creature standing next to the preacher whose name I totally remember, Mr. Constant.
Hmm. That gives me an idea, actually. So, is it that it's like holy flames, or is the blood also flammable?
You have
I
no
need to know
idea.
these.
You
Ah, darn.
you have
I'll
no
I'll try
idea.
that later. If someone's like
That's
covered in the blood, I'll just throw a match at them or something.
yeah. It just looks like flames to you.
Okay. I'm also holding all of my jars away like they're my babies. Like, no, don't steal this evil away. This is my evil.
Considering the prayer, though, you can guess that it's more the holy magic that's keeping the flame ablaze than the blood itself.
Okay.
If the blood is flammable on its own, you won't be able to tell.
Okay. I'm gonna assume it's not unless I get the chance to try because I don't want to waste any of my precious, precious blood.
Mm-hmm. So
Uh,
now that you've
do you know
got
which
all your
side of the
stuff,
town the farm is on?
huh?
Do you know which side of the town the farm is on?
Um, it's on the west side.
West side. So that is okay. Okay. I
Um,
think I'm gonna go to the town that was 40 kilometers to the west.
you're just gonna pick up and leave.
Well, I'm gonna say bye to the farmers first, and then I'm gonna
Just,
leave.
well, that was that, and then you're gone.
Yep.
Okay.
I had a good chat with everyone. I made bombs. I made acid. Well, I got acid, kind of acid.
You do still have the farmer's old shirt and jacket.
Oh,
What do you?
sorry. I hand those back to him too. I walk out and then I like pick them up out of my backpack. I'm like, oh, whoopsie doodles, and then I turn around while they're all waving goodbye awkwardly.
you s- holy cow! You say your goodbyes to the farmers, and then just with little ceremony, just pick up and leave. There's a
I
road.
only got there a day ago. I mean,
that-
I kind of just showed up and said, "Hi, I'm here now. Can I kill a thing for you?" So now it's only been a day. They gave me things and I'm on my way. Say goodbye.
the farmer, as you leave, he says, I sure hope that's all. That's the last of the trouble we'll get as you leave the weird blotch of black blood and the the farmhouse. Um, and you head east through town and leave through um, the eastern road. It's just a dirt road. Um, there's
Ah,
no
so I'm
traffic.
not like sleeping in the middle of random fields anymore like I did to get here.
You were going through random fields. The only road that was connected to your settlement was south because you just don't do any trading with that town. Um,
Hmm.
and and the road goes on for a long time from your home, but you did come up across a road heading north, and that's how you actually found the village itself. Um, because you
Ah,
knew it was in the general direction, but you didn't know specifically where. So you leave along the eastern road, and after a while, it curves up. It takes a you're it's about late afternoon by the time you reach the forest. Um, are you going to stop at any point? Or are you just going to keep heading through the night?
I probably shouldn't keep moving through the night, especially not if I'm in a forest. Trees are scary, alright? I don't like that's like a height that's above my feet. I mean, come on. I die.
You
So
don't
I'm just gonna
have
take rest.
you don't have a watch on you, but it is late afternoon and you're on the edge of the forest.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep on the edge of the forest so I can see through the forest when when I'm going through there. It seems like a bad idea.
All right. I'm assuming you make a fire.
Yeah, probably.
You make a
And
fire with no trouble. You're a dwarf that basically you learn as a baby. Um, and you
mhm,
sleep on the ground, right?
what I've been doing.
All right. So you're just kind of chilling. The farmers gave you some food for the road, and
Oh, how kind.
yeah, yeah, you kind of saved their farm, as far as they can tell.
Probably.
Um, and
And then it gets back up for phase 2 of the boss fight. I mean, apparently it burning away didn't quite get rid of the black patch, so it's not off the table.
well, this time it was properly on fire, and you could see that the body was mostly burnt by the time you left, but the black patch was still there. And the
Ah,
preacher was kind of he was still there, just kind of staring at it, worriedly.
really hope I come back to town and I see the farmer just like growing a patch of evil flowers or something, just right where it died.
But you eat your supper and then just chill out till it turns to nighttime. And now
Alright.
I'm going to quickly figure out the things that are happening in the background. I can't believe you just left town immediately. You're still wounded.
Am I just gonna rest around for a few days? I have time to rest on the
I mean,
road.
you definitely picked the right race. I'm just gonna say that. Holy cow.
Uh,
And this is why I planned the way I did. Because if I tried to make a linear story for you, I would be very in trouble. All right.
I
So it's
don't know what
gotten to
else I
just
would have
about
done there.
nighttime,
Okay.
and I'm assuming
Okay.
you're getting ready for bed. You've kind of you didn't really clear an area, but you've arranged a patch of grass. You've rolled around a bit, and it's all flattened real nice, and
Mhm.
and it's not really poking you anymore, and you're just about to head off to sleep when you hear
All right.
something something rustling from the edge of the woods. Uh, it could very easily be just a small animal. You did hear some rustling from small animals already, um, but
Hmm.
you hear a couple twigs snap, and then you hear a big branch snap, um, almost like whatever's moving around just doesn't care if it's hurt or not. Um,
Well, I pick up like a burning stick, or I set a stick on fire maybe, and wave it at the forest, see if there's anything over there for now.
um, yeah, the your fire had been dying, but you shove a stick in there and it lights up again. It doesn't the flame doesn't last for long, but in the light of the flame, you can see the edge of the forest a bit more clearly, and you see something pale poking out from between a couple trees, about 40 meters away from you.
Something pale. Well,
Yes.
obviously I pick up my gun just in case. Wait, how much can I see right now? How dark is it?
Um, it it's pretty dark. A normal person wouldn't be able to see a whole lot, but you are a dwarf, so that kind of changes things.
Hmm. Wait, I should have brought a. I should have bought a flashlight. They have those.
I suppose
I
you
was
should have.
stupid. Whoopsie doodles.
Whoopsie
Um,
doodles indeed.
I guess
I'm
I just walk towards it, squinting as hard as I can, trying to
I'm
see
just
the
gonna
thing evil.
there. You're you're there, and then so sparse trees are about here, and then the dense trees are about here, and whatever it is, I'm gonna just use blue. Whatever it is that you can see is about here.
Oh, this can be a bit of a pain to get to. Maybe, maybe I want to draw my hammer and just have my gun like nearby.
There we go. All right. The blacksmith did offer to fix the box.
Oh, he did.
Yes, because it's just sheet metal.
Oh, well, wait. Seems a bit late to decide whether or not I fixed it, but I would have fixed it if I knew that.
Uh, yeah. He fixed the box because
Okay, cool.
that he would have been able to see it, and that would make sense. It's just hard to keep track of the inventory. They didn't give you any money, but um,
I
they kind
mean,
of
I
expected you
did
to
quite
stay
a few
longer
things.
anyway. So you have some fresh food. Um, you have a pie in a box. It's
Feel
just
like there's a
paper.
lot of
It's at the top of your
expectations when I
backpack.
got what I'm supposed to be doing. I
They
I
didn't
did the
expect you to
things they
just.
told me about in town. I don't.
They didn't expect you to just pick up and leave while you're still injured, but you did. So whatever. You know.
I can sleep on the road. It's fine.
Anyway, now that we're done with inventory management, back to the encounter. Because you have encountered something, and as you walk closer to the tree line, I'm assuming gun in one hand and hammer in the other. Is
It's
that
an
how it's going?
LMG, Tom. Tom, it's an LMG. It's not in one hand.
You're holding it
I
closer to the barrel. You'd have to drop your hammer to use the gun. But you had your
okay,
gun
never
out, then you
mind.
said you wanted your hammer out.
Yeah, and I figured that I just have like my gun on my back or something like that. You know?
Okay, so you have just your hammer out, not your gun. Your gun
Yeah,
is still
backpack's
readily
over by the
accessible.
fire because I
Oh,
was almost sleeping.
okay. You don't have your gun on you, just the hammer.
Oh, wait. Is my gun only attached to the backpack? Well, that
Uh,
sucks. Yeah, just the hammer then.
we can change that. But how I had it, it says in the inventory actually, the one you can see, not the updated one. Um, on backpack, right at the end of the LMG thing.
No, I like to imagine I'm just like half naked, yawning, clutching my hammer, like, what the heck's going on over here?
So do you want it to be that you have a separate harness?
Um, uh, no, no, I think it makes enough sense that it attaches to the backpack.
Okay. So the gun is by the fire on your backpack. You're holding your hammer, walking to the tree line, and you don't see a whole lot. You still see the pale figure, but it just kind of walks to you, towards you. Do you stop at all,
No, I
or do you
shout
just
at it
keep
like, hey,
walking?
what is you? Is that someone over there?
It just walks forward.
I walk forward too. I'm waving at it.
Okay, the fire stick had gone out, and I'm assuming you're not holding it anymore.
Nah.
Uh,
If it went out, then I just kind of like dropped it away from the trees so that nothing catches.
but I do have a picture, and I will describe the picture because we may have people watching. But
Hmm.
I will put it up here. Boom, and I'll make it bigger so we can see better. Look at that. It's basically the
That doesn't look
rake.
friendly.
It,
Uh-oh.
it's not. It, it basically looks like the rake. It's very pale skinned. It's kind of grayish with an emaciated looking figure. It's completely hairless and not wearing any clothes. Its eyes are solid black. They're the same solid black as the blob creature, even though the skin is a different color. This thing is just pale gray and it's not bluish at all. Um,
Oh no.
it's got jagged teeth that some of them look like canines that were meant to actually tear things apart, and others look more like um, they look more like they've just been broken. Like they were normal front teeth or molars or something, but they're sharp and jagged now, and they're not all in quite the right places, and they look a bit random. The thing has black liquid dripping out of its mouth, which is partially opened. You don't see it breathing really. It might be breathing, but you don't see it. It's just hanging open. Um, and it's got just smatterings of blood here and there. It looks like they're old and there's not a lot of it, but whatever it's been doing, it's had its hands on something that bleeds, and it's just walking towards you.
Well, the moment I see that, obviously I panic. I'm like half naked, clutching my hammer. So I'm gonna like throw whatever brush I can get my hands on at it and book it back to the
So
fire.
you're right here. It's right here.
Yeah,
So
that seems
you
bad.
book it back to the fire.
Yeah, I'm looking behind me like the whole time. I'm terrified.
It has sped up, but it's not quite running yet.
All right, get the gun, get the gun. I'm gonna shoot at it.
You reach down and yank the gun from its holster on your backpack, which was sitting next to the fire. And in the dying embers, you can see it now. It's finally started to sprint at you.
Blast him.
You start shooting from the hip. A few rounds miss, but a decent amount of them connect. But they they pass through it, and it jerks. But that's about it. And it keeps running at you.
You pass through it.
Yeah.
All right, I have an idea. I stand behind the fire with my hammer. I'm ready for it, all right? I'm gonna ring around the rosy the fire while swinging at it with my hammer.
It leaps at you over the fire.
Over the fire. All right, down swing. I'm gonna bash it into the fire. That's the idea. Seems like a bad idea, but it'll work, I'm sure.
You swing down at it as it jumps, and you crack it right behind the skull, right on its neck, and it
Yeah.
slam your hammer goes off, the piston shooting into it. It doesn't leave a hole exactly, but it leaves a big dent in its neck as you hear it crunch and snap, and then it um, face first smashes into the glowing embers, and the blood, or not blood, well, yes, no, kind of blood, the black liquid that was coming from its mouth does slightly catch on fire, and it does, and as the creature starts to get back up, it does somewhat spread to its mouth, but it doesn't seem to be too concerned about it. And as the skin on its hands and its belly are slightly burning, it just simply gets up.
All right, well, while it's getting up, I drop a bomb into the fire and run away.
You tear
I don't
open the
have
top of
time
your
to light
backpack.
it, but
Uh,
yeah, I'm just gonna jump at that, throw a bomb into the fire, and book it. Oh, drag my backpack with me, backpack and gun.
I was gonna say,
I'm not ready to use any of these things,
you
but
chuck the
I'm like
bomb into the
running away with
fire.
them.
Just one of them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You chuck the bomb into the fire. The fuse instantly lights as it kind of it lands right under where the creature is getting up, and it um oh, I forgot to draw the road.
I'm just like
Whoops.
running, diving for the hill. This is me over here.
I it's a pretty flat field.
I'm just, I'm just gonna run and jump like face first into the field or something. I don't know.
All right. So so as it lands, it lands on its side, and the fuse is more or less all touching the coals. So it starts burning right towards the end, and it's the creature is almost fully standing up as the bomb goes off, and it does explode, and it sends the creature flying. Its feet or its legs, um, from as you're running behind, from over your shoulder, you see its legs are blown apart as it's in midair, and there's black liquid spewing from it. But you can't see much more than that. You don't see where it lands because you're just running to the east.
Hmm.
And what do you do?
Okay, I haven't left anything behind, right?
No, you
Actually,
haven't left
no.
anything behind.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna just get ready with my gun and go back to look around for it, like very carefully scanning the ground.
You stop and turn around. Uh, in the tall grass, you don't see it.
It's gone. Oh no. It might be nighttime, but I think it's time to head back to town. I don't know about this.
So you're heading back to town then.
Oh,
Do you
hey
go
man.
do you go straight to the fire? Oh, also, since it exploded, embers kinda may have landed in the grass, and it is currently summer, so the grass is fairly dry, and it is currently slightly on fire. There's there's two patches that have lit up. All of the rest of the embers have been put out by the explosion, but two survived.
Uh, some might say that's a problem. I'm a ways away from the town, so to me that sounds like a solution to the monsters. I'm just gonna leave.
All right, you book it. I'm assuming making a wide berth around it. I mean, the area's
Yeah,
on fire anyway, I guess.
yeah. Look, I don't want to like get snatched by a crawler. All right.
You sprint back to town.
I'm gonna get the
And,
preacher man. He know what to do.
well, that was actually more successful than I expected, since the creature did kind of dolphin dive over a fire.
I feel like I handled this one a little better than the first one.
Yeah, you actually did. But yeah, you as you're you at first sprinting and then just kind of walking back, you did you did kind of notice that your bullets didn't do a whole lot. Like, they're powerful, but they just kind of went through the thing, and it didn't really stop even when you were hitting what should be vital organs. And even when you clearly broke its neck, it got up in a matter of seconds. You only really had time. It was almost all standing all the way when the bomb went off.
Yeah, it's
So
kind of concerning.
yeah,
I'm like looking grumpily at my gun, like I shot it 15 times, and at least 5 of those hit, I'm sure.
15 does sound like a good number as I do a little bit of inventory.
Hmm.
Update the list on here.
All right.
And so you hurried your way over to the back to town. You come up to the east side of town. The closest place that you've been to is the inn.
Okay. What time is it right now, actually? Like, is it still dark out? I might want to rest up
Um,
first.
it's you don't know this. You just see that it's nighttime still, but it's about how far did you walk? You walked a fair distance, because uh, it's about 9 o'clock. No, it would be dark. It's all dark already. Oh crap! You would have
Yeah.
made it further. It
Like,
you would have been well into the forest by the time
well,
it
it was
turned
pretty
dark.
late in the day
Actually,
that I had left, so I didn't
yeah,
make it too far, but
yeah.
I imagine
It
it's at
is.
least past midnight.
Yeah, it was fairly late in the day. You have a point. Good thing you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's about 11 o'clock.
Okay. Would the innkeeper still be up, or am I gonna have to go to the farm and ask them for a bed?
The innkeeper does live in her inn. I don't know if you would know this, but
Uh,
somebody will be there at any rate. I think. Well, no, actually, she would be in bed. Yeah, the inn would have its lights off. It's closed after about 9 or so.
okay. I'm gonna go back to the farm, talk to the farmer about things and then sleep.
You walk through town to the farm. Everybody's asleep. Although you do still have the key. No, you would have given
Okay.
that back
Yeah,
to your
because I
room.
paid for room and then never went to it, so
Yeah, you would have hit that on your way back. Okay, you go to the farm.
okay.
Um, all the lights are off. They're all asleep. You just bang on the door.
Um, yeah. Well, I think like yeah, I'll bang on the door. Not just gonna walk in uninvited and then like go up to him like, "Hey, I'm sleeping here." That'd be creepy. I'm not creepy, right?
I don't think you're creepy. All
Okay,
right,
cool.
you bang on the door, um, and Rolk pokes his head out, or he from within the door. He says, "Who is it?"
A Colgan. It's Colgan.
Olgan.
I
I
need
thought I
help.
I thought you left. He says, opening the door.
And then I got attacked and decided to unleft. That's what I say to him.
You got attacked by what? Bandits?
Big, tall, naked thing. I blew it up and it didn't get blown up, so I ran.
I guess it would be tall to you, huh? Well,
Wait,
it
how tall was it?
it was about the size of a man.
Oh, a U-sized thing attacked me.
And you did blow it up pretty well. You sent it flying and blew its legs off.
Hey, I was cowering in the dirt. All I know is that some part of it went flying away. That's what I saw. So I was out of there.
You saw it in the air with its legs blown
Yeah.
off.
Oh, okay.
You didn't see how much damage there was, just that its legs were blown off.
Yeah, I'm asking him for a place to rest and a bit of help.
He just goes like, "What? Well, I suppose you can stay in here. That sounds terrifying." Um,
Okay. Sleep through the night then.
yeah. He just. You sleep in the guest room where you were, um, the last night, and nothing disturbs you through the night. But in the morning, you um, you get a knock on the door. It's pretty early too. You're fairly well exhausted, but it is
Um,
later than they would normally get up. Um, because
yeah.
well, I mean, you don't know that, so I won't say it. But it's the sun is just barely up, and you're somebody's knocking on the door.
Is it the door to my room or is it the door to their house? Because this isn't my house, Tom. I'm not going to answer that if it's not my room.
The door to your room.
Okay, I go and answer. Well, I put clothes on and then I answer it.
You see Hannah. Um, she's fully dressed, um, and she looks like she wants to ask you a bunch of questions, but she just asks, um, "Are you all are you all right, sir? Uh,
I'm
what happened?
fine, I'd say. I
How'd
tell
you
her,
end up back
I
here?"
tell her scary stories. I wanna, I wanna like play up how I blew it up. This is very important, Tom. Like hide the warble behind my voice by trying to sound incredibly confident.
You tell the story basically as it happens, just with you running in less terror, and the fact that, or you claim that you fully blew it up instead of just sent it flying. You're not sure if it was alive or not. Um, as you sprinted to town in terror,
I
but
feel like it
you
might
say
still be
you
alive.
walked manly like to
Of
to
course.
the town.
I walked back to town with like a funk music playing in the background the whole time from the heavens. I was just that cool.
It sounds you claim it sounded like a mixture between Sabaton and generic funk music as you walked back to town. She has no idea what you're talking about, but assumes it's something dwarfly, which it absolutely
Yeah.
is. You're not really
Oh yeah.
sure. You're not really sure how the computery sounds are made from the funk, but you don't worry about it. You assume it's dwarven magic, um,
Of course.
and and uh, you probably made that up, but but
Probably.
but
You know,
if
the records will never tell.
if she were to inquire further, that's what you've planned to tell her.
Yes.
If so, Hannah looks mildly confused, but also terrified, but also impressed. She says, "Oh wow, that must be really scary." Or, well, uh, I guess I made breakfast. Mom made breakfast. I just got up. Mom and Dad get up at the same time every day, but they said I could sleep in since we were all woken up so late.
All right. I thank her and then go eat breakfast. Is it eggs and bacon again?
Um, it is eggs and bacon, and even
Woohoo!
hash browns. Um,
Ah, dude.
Hannah's mother Heldra doesn't say much. She doesn't really ask about much. She seems to be a fairly stoic woman. Uh, she doesn't worry too much about the details. She just focuses on doing her part. Um, so you eat breakfast in silence with Hannah and Heldra. Rolk returns halfway through after dealing with the morning chores, and eats breakfast. Um, and you guys, uh, well, Rolk, you explained it to him last night, sort of, but he asks you to explain it to him in more detail, um, when you're done breakfast, and after you are done breakfast, he takes you aside and gets the story from you.
All right.
How do you explain it to
I'll
him?
tell him truthfully. Tell him that I ran away terrified and kind of maybe let a forest fire happen.
He just goes like, "Well, I don't blame you. That sounds terrifying. I wouldn't want to deal with that. Yeah, we've already dealt with enough, but it it did you say it also had some sort of black liquid coming from it?
Uh, yeah, and then I asked him how the other monster is faring because I didn't see on my way and it was dark.
Oh, that thing. Well, uh, we've we've been we took the tractors, me and my neighbor Jeb. Um,
Jeb?
yeah, Jeb. Short for
Nice
something.
name.
We don't know what.
Jebra.
Nobody knows what. I I doubt it. Everybody just
Alright,
calls him Jeb.
I'm gonna call him Jebra now.
Anyway, he says, looking exasperated. We we have been uh,
I laugh at
we
him
got
for messing up speaking.
our Shut up, this is hard. I'm tired, okay? I've done a lot today. I mean, not a huge amount, but I've done more than usual. Anyway, anyway, we got our
Mhm.
tractors. We have a few buckets for digging stuff around. I had to borrow one from the next neighbor over. His name is Ned. Um,
Ned.
yeah, Ned. That's not for short.
Hmm.
That's not short for anything. His name's just Ned.
Okay.
But we've been using the tractors to dig up all the black dirt. Well, I'm not really sure what to do with it, but we've got it in a pile on a tarp for now. The preacher man's been oh crap! I keep banging on things. The preacher man's been busy. I'm not sure what he's
Oh.
doing, but he stayed until the thing was burnt. Then he made us move the ashes first. That stuff it's worn down the front tires of our tractor's pretty bad already, and the buckets look a bit worse for wear. But we've got it all contained, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose I should recommend him my whatever like beeswax stuff you said was on my backpack and then ask where the preacher is.
Uh, thanks for the advice. The preacher has been using his blessings to keep the stuff from corroding too bad, but it may be useful to have something that we can use without him. You asked what?
Where the preacher man is.
Preacher man's at home,
Like,
right next to the church.
alright. I thank him and maybe have a little more like small talk and then be on my way. I've got things to do uptown.
All right. Um, he doesn't seem particularly eager to carry on the conversation, but he talks with you pleasantly for a minute, and then he leaves. He as you walk away, you can see him uh, doing something on his farm. It looks like he's tending to the animals or something, but you can't. Oh, God dang it! I keep making noise. It looks like he's doing something on his farm, but you can't quite tell what. Uh, or well, whatever. I don't care. You
Uh-huh.
leave.
Okay.
Uh, and the church is easy enough to find, so you just walk to the house next to the church. Um, next, on the other side of the church, there's a bit of empty land and then a store. It's the tailor shop actually. So you're pretty certain that it's the the preacher's house. And it looks
Really?
like just kind of like a 50s American house. It's built from wood. It's got it does have wood um, siding, but it's painted white and it's got um, normal shingles on the roof.
Preacher man's well off, huh? All right, I bang on his
Well, I
door.
mean, it's a humble enough looking house, but
I don't
he's
understand doorbells. I bang on his door.
he's not particularly well off. I just want to make clear, he's
Uh,
he raised his kids in the house, like it's that kind of house. Um, but it's not a
uh-huh.
super fancy house. That's what most of the town looks like. But you bang
Okay.
on his door, and after a minute, he um, after a minute he answers, and you can see the kitchen barely through the doorway, and it looks like he was eating breakfast. Um, since normal people don't need to get up as early as farmers.
Oh yeah.
Um, and he looks surprised to see you back. He says, "Oh, uh, Colgan, what uh, what are you doing back here?"
All right. I suppose I gotta tell him the story of the monster too. Man, I just gotta explain it to everyone, I guess. But
Well,
I
I mean,
tell him it again. This time, Cliff Notes version, because I'm getting sick of it. Um,
you briefly explain what happened, and he doesn't look particularly surprised, but he does look concerned at least. Um, that's that's too bad. I I was hoping there was nothing else like that, but can't say I'm surprised. Uh, You said no. You wouldn't have told him that there was any sort of black stuff. You just said a white creature. Um, was there? Did it
mhm.
look the same at all? You said it was a different color. It was light gray instead of the darkish blue. But but was it did it have any similar looking parts?
Same black blood, not dying, I say.
Oh, oh, well, that's not good. Uh,
All
honestly,
right.
I don't really know what to tell you.
Hi, well, I ask him if he wants to go check it out. I mean, he's the one who knows these things. He can use his magical preacher eyes to look at the ground and say, "Yep, that's black."
You want the honest answer?
Okay.
No, not even close. That sounds terrifying. But it's my job. Whatever that thing is, it wasn't natural, so I should go and take a look at it. But I'm
Okay.
not walking there like you did. Um, there's one person in town has a truck. It's
Oh,
it's most of the farmers just use tractors, but there is one guy that has an actual truck. Um, that's anybody that needs to leave town uses to go out. So he goes and borrows the truck and then tells you to get in, and
all right. Before I
you
leave town, I get a flashlight, by the way. We'll learn that lesson.
you quickly go buy a flashlight. Um, he kind of looks like uh,
I
if you're
imagine he like tilt his head like you didn't have one of those with the
yeah, he's just like, oh, do you need to do some like he doesn't say like you need to do some preparing.
I
Anything else
just
you need?
look at him like, wish I had one of these. It would have helped a little, I think.
Ah, yeah. I guess a dwarf like you wouldn't really need it very much, would you? Um,
Needed a little. Well, shooting in dark is hard. That's what I tell him.
I guess so. Um, out, just I just want to say you had no real trouble shooting in the dark. Just seeing it to start with, you had trouble with. By
I
the
can't
time you
shoot it
shot
if
it,
I
it was a
can't
lot
see it.
closer. By the time you shot it, it was a lot closer to the campfire, and you did
I
see it
suppose.
fairly well. You hit most of your shots.
Well, the
You
campfire was
sh-
dying already, so seeing it
yeah.
was still on the harder end. I'd want a
Um,
flashlight. Maybe the ability to attach it to my. Do I have the ability to attach it to my gun when I need to?
you would have to make some sort of brace.
Oh, darn.
It's within
Can
your
I pick?
abilities,
Hmm,
but you don't have anything immediately to do that. Um,
darn. Wait,
but
does my
yeah,
like. Is any of my equipment. Could I like attach it to my belt or something? Do I have a belt? Hmm.
you do have a
I
belt.
buy a belt. I'm gonna
Um,
buy a belt from the tailor or
no, you
something. I
have
don't know. I have a belt.
you have a belt.
Okay.
That's what your hammer is attached to.
Okay, good. I'll attach to my belt when I need to then. For now, it's just on my belt off.
It's hanging from
Anyway,
your
we're
belt.
leaving town.
Okay. It's like, oh, that's all you need? Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Um, you leave town in the truck, and it seems like um, the preacher, whose name I totally remember, Preacher
Uh-huh.
Constant, um, he does seem to know how to drive well enough, but you can't tell particularly well since you can't really see over the dash. You just barely see the road. But what
Just
took
sitting on a
you
kiddie chair, like.
what took you a couple of hours, you reach in about half an hour on the truck, and in you've reached where your campfire was. There's a large blackened area, but it looks, for the most part, it looks like soot. The fire did spread, but it didn't quite reach to the forest, and it seems to have died off. Oh man. It seems to have died off after a little bit. It wasn't a huge fire. There is a sizable chunk of the blackness. It looks like what you would expect for somebody who has been blown up with at least its legs blown apart, probably more. But it looks like it's about 10% larger. Like it's a little bit larger than it should be. The black area, that is.
Oh. Does the preacher man have anything to say about it? Can I poke it with a stick again?
um, the preacher walks up to it. You immediately try to poke it with a stick. The stick starts to turn black at the tip, um, and it starts to spread up slowly but very much noticeably.
Hmm. I could drop that stick then. Um, turn to the
You,
preacher man, ask what I do.
he just goes, "Well, it sure is the same thing." Shit.
I agree.
He he goes back to the truck and puts on the gloves you saw him wearing yesterday, and with the gloves on, he touches the black spot and um, shouts what kind of seems like an incantation. It's just a, he shouts a quick incantation or an invocation, I guess you would say, and the area bursts into flames. again, and
Uh,
quickly the black spot seems to have receded, or it seems to be gone, but you're not really sure if it's still underground. And at the rate that it was spreading, you're not going to be able to tell for an hour or two.
hmm.
And he kind of turns to you and is like, I've been thinking about how to destroy this stuff, and the fire seemed to work, but needed to be something a bit different. But it looks like it's been damaged to some point.
Huh. I gotta ask him if there's anything else in the woods too, because that's the woods are very scary for dwarves, Tom. All right, that's like trees. There could be things in those trees.
Well, he goes, well, Rolk's been saying that whatever that thing is, it's been coming from the woods. So, you know,
That's oh. Um,
most of the things that go bumping most of the things that go bump in the night come from the woods, really.
I asked him if there are woods on the way to the town to the north. You said.
You do know this for sure. The road in that town, you can see the road cuts um, through the area, which
Mm-hmm.
I you drew the truck.
Yeah,
Um,
truck.
I'm gonna move your little figure out and then delete the rest of it, and
Okay.
I'll draw you a quick map.
All right. So if things are mostly wrapped up with the preacher man, I assume like we kind of make our way back to town. Maybe I actually yeah, I'll ask like the mayor what's going on with things and tell him about things, I suppose.
On the way
And
back, the preacher kind of asks what your thoughts on it are and what you're gonna do. Are you gonna just try to head back out again, or what?
well, I'll see when I ask the mayor, and then I'll probably head back out if there's nothing else I can do.
Um, okay then. You go and talk to the mayor. Um, at this point of the day, he is in town hall. He's sitting at his desk working on some stuff, and um, you walk up to him, having been able to easily find him, and you tell your story for a fourth time, including the part with the preacher this time. Actually,
This time I say it with a really exhausted tone because it's the fourth time I've said it, like
actually,
just barely hiding my annoyance.
actually, the preacher, he comes with you and tells half of the story. The part that he was there for, and
Okay.
he says that makes two now. Two of these creatures, they're they looked different according to Colgan, but they're clearly related. We have a problem. And the mayor sits back in his chair and runs his hand through his hair and says, "Shit." Same thing as what the preacher says. He just, uh, what are we gonna do? Uh,
Oh, I mean, I suppose I gotta ask him if there's any more attacks going on anywhere else. Right, I don't see what else I can do to help here.
well, there's not anything new yet. Uh, that's that first thing. It was eating the cattle for a few of the farms around here for a while. Only the ones up next to the forest, but it was harassing them. Last night, we didn't get anything new. Uh,
Hmm. I
yeah,
suppose I'll tell
that's
him like
about it.
I'll head back. I'll probably be heading out of town soon, and then like I'll head back to give them updates or like check in every now and then.
Um,
You know, I'm just traveling around, finding out what you're doing. Telling the mayor that I'll just like head out, come back every now and then for updates on the monsters everywhere.
He says, "Well, we'd appreciate that. Uh, if you want to stay here at all, we'd let you stay for free. We need a strong fighter here. Clearly, we've got a few men with gun, mostly the farmers, but a few men with guns, mostly the farmers. But uh, well, they're just
Yeah.
farmers. We don't really have many fighting men, and you left before I was able to properly reward you, so I got to do that at least. We can't have people thinking that our town doesn't pay our people."
That would be very kind of you, I say. And then wait to see what he'll do.
He pulls out $500 and hands it to you, and just he hands it to you saying, "Please stay, please stay, please stay, please stay." Just kind of under his breath.
I was like, all right, I suppose I'll stay. And then I head off to the inn.
He is very grateful. He's just I can't tell you how much how grateful I am. Stay as long as you'd like. We've if you want work, I'm sure we can find you work. I heard you did good work on some of the farmers' guns. The did I name the general store manager? You wanna come up with a name, or should I?
Come up with the name for what?
The general store
The
manager.
general store. Oh yeah, does the guy have a name?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Not yet.
Oh, Jim.
Jim. General store owner. Okay. Jim. I'm sure Jim has plenty of work for you to do, or something. Um, and well, we didn't lose anybody yet, but with those things out there, well, just hope you keep an eye out. I don't want to lose anybody.
All right.
And then you leave. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
I leave. Head off to the inn, reserve a rent another room. What was it, $25?
Um, uh, the the owner of the inn, um, who I'll remind you is looks like a nice old lady. She waves away your money and says, "Oh, you can stay here, dearie. I've heard you helped out us quite a bit." And then she gives you a key and shows you to your new room.
Yay! All right. Um, wait. What time does it look like it's outside? Like, is the sun going down or is it still like midday? I imagine it's like midday.
It is midday.
Okay. Yeah, I thank her and then I head off to the general store. I'm gonna talk to that guy again.
Um, all right, you're at the general store.
All right.
Um, Jim says hello
I
and
say hi and ask
is
him about what's going on. If there's any guns that need repairing or if I should make some new ones. I want to see what I can make.
he goes, "So you're staying after all then?" Well, can't say I'm sad about it. Well, there's there's a few repairs. Well, actually, there's gonna be a lot once everybody learns that you stayed. Turns out your repairs are top quality work. Can't say I'm surprised though.
All right, I'm gonna joke with him about how the mayor wanted me to stay while repairing the guns.
Um, yeah, yeah, he was sad to see or hear that you had just left yesterday, but um, I'm sure he was overjoyed today. Um, And why did you come back?
Evil forest monsters scared me.
Is it the same as the last one?
Uh, very scrawnier and much more kaboomable. That's what I say. That's what I tell
Yeah, I'm not going to question it.
him.
So, are you back here to fight the things or what?
Yeah, fight the. I tell him I'm here to fight the things and maybe get a little bit more money before I keep traveling, I suppose.
Well, I'll spread word around that you're doing repairs. If you have any ideas of any weapons you want to acquire or make, just let me know. We don't have much at this town, but I'm sure you could do something.
Hmm. All right. I wonder. I wasn't using particularly good bullets to make a handgun. I was almost thinking like I could just try and make a handgun that could fire those too, so I don't have to worry about carrying extra ammo. But that would be stupid and wouldn't work. So
To fire your machine gun rounds.
yeah, that would be kind of dumb. So if I wanted to make a handgun, I'd need to worry about all that ammo too.
Um,
Oh, how much
would you
room do I
like?
have in my backpack?
Uh, you've got a bit more room now that you got rid of one of the bombs, and
Hmm.
you've eaten the food that the farmers gave you, so you've got a decent amount of room inside of the backpack. There are still
Okay.
three jerry cans, I believe. Where does it say? 1 liter rations in comic. Oh, okay. So you have uh, a normal, well, like a very small, tiny little jerry can for your
Yeah, yeah.
diesel. Um, and then you have a couple other comically small jerry cans that are holding water in your rations.
Hmm.
Um, if you wanted, you would probably be able to do something to make room. You can carry more going by weight, but as it is, you have a decent amount of space. Um, you can fit some stuff.
All right. So I suppose I get crafting myself a handgun. What kind of gun would I use? I,
Would you like me to go over what kind of damage you saw? Um, like, you want a refresher of what attacks you did and what hurt the things?
yeah.
So on the large monster, your bullets they did a decent amount of damage because they penetrated pretty deep, um, and large amounts of, I'm just gonna say, blood spewed out, but they were limited by how wide of a hole they could make. And while the bullets went all the way in, or like very far in, the thing didn't seem to have any vital points. So if it was a large living normal creature, like uh what's a if you were fighting like
A hippo?
yeah, let's say a hippo. If you're fighting a hippo, it'll do some pretty decent damage. Although, although hunters generally use larger rounds um, to fight
Hmm.
something the size of a hippo. Even caribou, I think. But like hippo, bison, they all use like big magnum rifle rounds. But still, like those things all are pretty dense creatures, and this monstrosity wasn't so dense, so it went in a lot further, and it went in deep.
Yeah. Well, I want to hit things hard, so I imagine that I'd make myself like a nice big revolver, like I don't know what rounds like the bigger 44 Magnum? Does that sound reasonable?
Um, you could do 44 Magnum. You would probably be used to seeing rounds that are larger than that because magical protection and just fantasy creatures in general are
Fair enough, actually.
pretty common. So the stuff you worked on with your parents basically started at 50 cal, and because you're dwarves, they went up to a pretty big, like 20, 30 millimeter um,
Jeez.
guns. Like they're real hand cannons. Like having big frame revolver, like 45-70, uh, well, revolvers are far from uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
while it's 20 and 30 millimeter, they're just really big pistol rounds. It's like shotgun slugs, that style.
Okay, yeah, I want to make me one of those. I have like a hand cannon that I can draw whenever I don't have my big gun, my other big gun on me.
Um, you look around the you look around the shopkeeper's gun section, which he doesn't have many big guns, but he's got a decent amount of the stuff you'd find on a farm. So a lot of shotguns. Um, he's got some rifle caliber ammo, and some just little 22 plinkers. Handguns are rare. He's got ammo for smaller human-sized revolvers. Um, what's
Hmm.
crap? The not 38 special. It's the Magnum version of that, which I for some reason can't remember. Is it like
Okay.
338? No, that's a rifle. Whatever. Anyway, basically like 44 Magnum is the kind of thing that he'll have. They're big rounds, but they're also meant for taking down uh, big creatures and a decent amount of the stuff that comes out of the woods.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So,
I mean, they're not big enough guns, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and ask the blacksmith if I can use some of his tools and then craft myself a really big gun, right? And also make some bullets for it, like a few bullets. I don't need speed loaders because I don't plan on reloading it, but I imagine this will take a while, so I'll just be working on it for like a few days while in town.
what are you thinking of for the bullets? Also, you can use a decent amount of the tools that you keep on you,
Yeah,
because
but
you can't just normally craft a like a proper revolver, but with the blacksmith, um, you can get it done with your tools and his tools. You can get it done by about noon the next day,
I can get
assuming
it
you're
done in a day. Dang, I'm good.
uh, yeah, you are good.
Wow.
But that being said, you do have access to a decent amount of like spare parts and um, like decent stock from anywhere around town. You've been getting a lot of help, and like I said, they don't have military weapons, but they are farmers right next to a dangerous forest. So
Hmm.
they do have some weapons, and you kind of modify some parts here and make some parts there. The blacksmith knows what he's doing, and you're a dwarf that grew up doing the stuff. Um, but what kind of bullets does this thing shoot? Because you have access, you can make some of your own stuff. You can use your brass that you have, and you can use some brass from town. Um,
Yeah. Maybe
you
like find some of those shell casings on the farm or something, Like
um, there are you can go and find your old casings too. That is entirely possible. Probably most of them are destroyed, but
oh
you can do
oh
that.
yeah, they would be, wouldn't they? I imagine like the
Um,
rest of them the farmer might have picked up or something, so then I could ask him about that at some point. Um,
They're
what was
the
the comically large bullets you were talking about before? I want to use like real big bullets.
they don't have any of those around here. The closest thing they
Yeah, I want to
have
make
to
my
that
bullets.
is shotgun shells, and they do have um, they have the parts for bullets. The general store has powder and primers. It's got the actual bullet parts of the bullets I've been saying. So like the 44, the rifle bullets. Um, it's he's got um, uh, both buckshot. He's got buckshot, birdshot, and slugs for shotguns, as well as all of the casings and shells that you would need. Although
Hmm.
not in a huge quantity, because generally the people around here they just reuse as much as they can. So they usually reuse their casings, for example.
Mm-hmm. Well, the sounds of things I'm gonna have to go with shotgun slugs, I suppose. Now that I think about it, you can't just like make a bullet with like how would you just make a bullet with nothing? I don't know.
Um,
I don't know how it's done, but I imagine it'd be easier to just use like the shotgun shells for my for my handgun.
um, you have the tools to reshape brass into its original shape. Um, you don't have anything for shotgun shells on you, so you won't be able to reload those if you do decide to go with them. Um,
Oh,
but there's a few shells that use brass, um, and those you would be able to reload to some extent. You'd be able to fashion kind of half bullet, half shells with it, and you have the tools to load normal bullets as long as you have the resources.
okay, yeah. So then
Um,
I think I'll use my brass to make like a really make big bullets. And I don't
okay.
remember what the kinds you were talking about that like would be on the big end for dwarves to use, but I imagine
Uh,
those and then
so you make bullets out of slugs. I'm I'm imagining something about the length of 500 Smith and Wesson. You might want to look that up,
all right.
but much wider, and you make a big revolver with it, which
All
um,
right.
uh, if you uh, somebody comes up to you and they see that you're working on this, and they kind of just want to join in on on the fun.
Yeah.
So they offer to make you a holster,
Oh,
but
heck
it's going
yeah.
to you're gonna have to stay for at least the next day, probably. Holsters aren't that hard to make, but the guy does have other work, and he wants to make something nice, so he'll rush, do some extra work, but it's gonna you're gonna have to be till like late afternoon the next day.
All right. I assume he's gonna make something to hold all of my massive bullets too. I don't need many of them, but I'll need to have a
Um,
few to with me on my belt probably. I don't want to reach in
yeah,
my backpack for them.
you he can he'll offer to make a bandolier too.
Okay, cool.
Um, big revolver. You don't have the tools to make an automatic handgun, at least not as quickly. And
Nah, semi-auto, fine.
the revolver isn't exactly well refined, but you've been making this for a while now, or you've been making this stuff for a while now, so you can bang it out pretty quick.
Yeah, it's a scrap
Um,
hand cannon. As long as it shoots and doesn't break, then it's fine.
do you want
That's the
12 or
idea.
20 gauge slugs?
20 gauge.
20 is smaller than 12,
Never
by
mind,
the way.
12. I thought 20 was bigger. I could have sworn.
Um,
Whoops.
uh, I'll have to teach you how gauge works sometime.
One of these days.
wires use the same thing. Actually, gauge is pretty easy because it's just how many times you've run the wire through the the thing. I don't remember
Hmm.
what it's called, but I think you either like push the thing or pull the thing through a hole that just makes it smaller. So you have to
Okay.
run through consecutively smaller holes, and different things use different holes. So wire is much smaller than shotgun stuff. Um,
All right.
12 gauge slugs, brass case.
Yeah. How
So you
many
have a
bolts can I make and carry?
so using you don't really have the the ability to make something that holds a lot of these bullets. Um,
Oh,
it'll probably be three in your revolver, just
yeah, that
because
makes
you'd have to
sense.
make it really big. And you've seen dwarves carrying really big revolvers that look
Yeah.
almost comically big, but um,
I'd make a break action single shot if I had to. I just want it to be like the last option, kaboom, and then run away or something.
I did tell you it was a revolver. You didn't even say that yourself, huh?
No, I did.
Oh, you did. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to give you too much to work with.
What, like, if I make it like a normal gun, how big is that magazine gonna be? Jeez.
You don't have a bandolier yet, but in your backpack, you have. You're able to. Are you just gonna keep working? You work till the nighttime. You're not done your revolver yet. Um,
All
and then
right.
you just go to your hotel. Are you gonna stop by the farmers and say hi at least, or just like
Uh,
talk to them at all, or just go straight to bed?
oh yeah, I probably should talk to them, have a drink with the farmer mans. We're
All right, so
friends.
when it gets to late at night, you go talk to the farmer and he asks what you've been up to. He offers you a beer. It's clearly
Nice.
been made locally. Uh, he asks what you've been up to, Owen.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, you were cutting out a lot. I tell him about my gun, show it off to him proudly. And
It is not finished and still at the workshop.
I thought you said I finished by the afternoon.
Um, you finish by the afternoon of the next day.
Oh, okay. No, I tell him about my gun and how awesome it's gonna be then.
He sounds very impressed.
Yeah.
He finds it cool that you're using shotgun slugs. He suggests maybe using hollow points, and he shows you his secret stash of hollow points.
He has a stash of them, dude. This farmer is getting better and better. Oh yeah, I gotta ask if I can have some of those. I mean, never know when you need
he
hollow point.
um, he gives you five. He doesn't have many, so he gives you a few of them.
Yeah, I
Uh,
thank him and cheers to it.
revolver bullets. He cheers back, and you guys have a drink.
All
Um,
right.
After that, he says, I sure hope nothing else comes out looking for.
And then I head off to sleep.
Uh, well, he's saying, I hope nothing else comes out looking for trouble. They were only taking the animals before, but yeah, hopefully they're not
No.
angry.
Tell him I'm angry and then walk off.
Okay, he
That's
just
my
goes,
secret farmer. I'm always angry.
He goes, well, if I if anybody here needs help, will we be able to get your help?
All right. And then I head off to sleep. Catch some
Okay, well, you go to sleep. Fortunately,
Z's.
nothing seems to go wrong during the night. And in the morning, um, you see you see the farmer in town. You see a few farmers in town. They're all buying bullets and stuff. They're all looking for tools and stuff. They've decided that they need to make fences. They have fences, but they need bigger fences. Not that you think it'll do much, but the farmer tells you that nobody's seen anything, and you get back to work. By the afternoon, you and the blacksmith have finished the revolver. It's not your finest work, but it will function properly. It's probably not particularly accurate, but you know, doesn't need to be.
Well, yeah, what can you expect? I have
Yeah,
a better gun for shooting at a range anyway. I wouldn't use my revolver as my big sniper weapon, so it's fine.
yeah. Um, and then you start getting to work on making the bullets. You take apart his shell, the farmer's hollow point shells, and you refashion them to something you can use. And
Nice.
using whatever powder may or may not be left over from that, you make. How many can you make? It depends on
Uh,
your carrying capacity for later. How many do you want to make?
yeah, like I want to have like maybe a reload or two on my belts. I don't need that many, and I imagine I couldn't hold that many. My belts is already getting a bit heavy with the hammer and flashlight and
Yeah, you'll have
everything.
the bandolier, and then you have space in your backpack.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say I should make like a dozen bullets or something.
A dozen.
Not
Uh,
not too much lying around. It is kind of a specialized thing that I'm making. I imagine that this small town
um,
doesn't have much for it.
well, since you're using parts from a shotgun and then just making cases out of brass, you have you can make just about however many you want. The cases are somewhat time consuming, but they're not
Hmm.
particularly advanced or anything. So you can make a decent number of them.
Oh, how many could my bandolier hold?
Your bandolier can hold, we'll say six. You have two reloads in your bandolier because they are pretty big bullets.
All right,
And you
yeah,
don't
I'll have.
have the bandolier yet, but you will have six.
All right, yeah, I'll make. Um, how many? I want to have nine, right? Fill my bandolier, load the gun right off.
Uh huh.
I did make the gun with safety, I'm gonna say, because otherwise that would be stupid. Even though
Uh,
it's a custom gun.
you know what you're doing.
Actually, it's a
Um,
revolver. They come with safety.
yes, it is more advanced than an old single action, so you won't have any. You'll have a like a trigger safety sort of thing. Uh,
Yeah.
which I guess is as far as I know, that's basically just half cock, but you'll be able to have uh, all three bullets loaded.
So how fancy is this revolver? Like, am I gonna have to pull back the hammer to fire it, or is it like I can just fire it?
Um, you'll have to pull back the
I'm at.
hammer to fire it because you're making it yourself and in kind of a hurry. Um,
Mhm. Okay,
you
that makes
know
sense.
how to make a one that will just fire, one that's double action, but it's not too fancy, and it is pretty big. The frame is solid, and the cylinder has to swing out. Otherwise, it would probably blow apart. Um,
Yeah.
so that's that's your gun for now. You have three. You can put three in, and you can just
Hmm.
tuck it into your belt. It'll stay there well enough, and then you
All
can put
right.
the rest of the bullets in your backpack in just a little bag.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that I have 12 bullets. That seems pretty reasonable for now.
Okay, you make 12 revolver bullets. That takes you to the end of the day, and
Hmm.
since you've been working pretty fast, you and the blacksmith, again, both really know what you're doing. Um,
Yeah.
and you're on to the second night. Are you going to do anything before you go to bed?
Well, obviously, I go to the tavern, have a drink again. Hopefully, the farmer's there, say hi to him again, and then I go to sleep.
Um, you go to have a drink with the farmer,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna say you're sitting outside, just enjoying the sunset, and you as you're finishing up, the sun's come down, and you're just chatting. You're heading back to the farmer's home. You can see from the field that separates the north end of the town with the forest. Um,
Hmm.
you can see something pale moving along the ground.
Well, okay, I have been working all day, so I have like my backpack nearby. I was planning on going to rest soon, so I suppose I'll draw my big gun and I'll start walking towards it. Not too worried yet. I'm just talking to the farmer still, telling him like, hey, maybe stay a little away.
You approach the thing, and you can see that it's the creature you saw 2 nights ago. It's
Imagine I'm like on my
it's
tippy toes looking through the tall grass.
yeah, the grass isn't taller than you, but you can see that it is moving pretty short. It kind of looks like a gorilla moving around the ground with teeny little legs, because they are,
Gorilla.
yeah, just moving in that sort of way. They've they're still blown off, but it's the thing is dragging itself towards you pretty fast at this point, now that it knows you've seen it, and it's lurching along on stubs of legs that's that look like they're growing back, um, and
Oh,
it's dragging itself towards you with its arms, mouth wide
it's
open.
this
You
guy. I hate this guy. All right, well, is the grass too tall for me to like? Oh, how far away is he?
he's by the time you are able to react, he's 10 feet away.
Oh, jeez. All right, I suppose I draw my pistol and shoot at him then. No time for
Yeah,
the big gun.
he's really moving. You
Just
draw your pistol and shoot, but at this point, he knows what you're about, and he lurches himself to the side, and you clip his arm, and a good chunk of flesh blows off, and the arm is clearly broken, barely hanging on, but he hasn't been hit directly, and is still moving towards you.
two more bullets left, and he's not getting much closer like that. So, uh shot number two.
Uh, you you point the gun at him as he lurches towards you, and you shoot him plain in the chest, basically, um, at point blank. And he's still moving towards you, but much slower. And he has a big hole in his chest, and I guess he's flying through the air. You've shot him. What do you try to do next? his good arm is stretched out towards you. Um, he's clearly been damaged to a significant degree, but
All right.
as your bullet has done a decent amount of damage, but he's not completely put off, and his momentum hasn't been completely ceased. He'll land right in front of you.
Okay, well, I have one bullet left loaded into my gun. I'm gonna try and shoot off his arm, you know? It's like a gingerbread man. You gotta like eat the legs first so it can't run away, right? You gotta shoot off his arms, and then what you have left is a potato with a hole in its chest. And I think that's a little bit easier to deal with, so I shoot its arm.
As, as you as it lands on the ground right in front of you, barely reaching its arm barely reaching your toes, you point your gun at it, uh, basically point blank, and you shoot it in the upper arm, right through the bone, and the upper arm just explodes, and muscle, bone, just are rent from the rest of the body, and the thing is basically torn off. It's still hanging on, same as the other arm, but it's barely there, and it just keeps crawling at you.
It's still going.
Yep.
All right. By this point, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna stomp on him, man. Like keep my feet away from its mouth and stomp it. It's not its arms barely even move anymore.
You do have your hammer on you, don't you?
Yeah, but I also have steel-toed boots, so I can kind of just
True,
kick it.
true. Do you kick it or do you stomp it?
Actually, it still can move, so I suppose I kick it.
You kick it in the face, and it turns towards you and sinks its teeth into the leather of your boot. The steel
Steel-toed
toe
stupid.
stops it, but you can hear it sizzling as as the the teeth go in. They they puncture through the top layer and start to corrode the inside of the shoe. From
Meh.
by the look of smoke or whatever it is coming from your shoe, you can immediately tell that it's going to break through if you don't act.
Oh, fine. I ripped my shoe out of there, sadly, and then what do I do? A downswing with a hammer would be kind of awkward, but I suppose you can't really fight back. So I rip my shoe away disappointingly and swing my hammer at it. By the way, what's Rourke doing in all of this? The farmer is still here.
He is unarmed and just staring wildly. Barely any time has passed, and he does not know what to do.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, I'm swinging down at it with my hammer, going for the head, of course.
You tear your shoe out of the thing's mouth and back up. It did take a small amount of damage from the kick, and it is dazed, but it quickly starts to move forward towards you, but not quick enough for you to draw your hammer and bring it down on right on its head. The piston immediately sets off and smashes through the thing's head as the head just pops like a balloon.
All right. So after this, I'm sick of this thing. All right, I'm gonna turn my hammer off, and I'm just gonna keep swinging at it. I'm gonna start stomping on it, kicking it. I'm just
You
sick of this thing.
you
Keep the
can't
blood off
turn
of
the
me, of course.
hammer off. It's mechanical. You would have to I can say that you can have a lock or something so it doesn't reload, or
Well,
you can lock the
it's a
piston in
diesel hammer,
place.
right?
Yes, it goes off, and then it refuels. It just naturally draws fuel back in,
Oh,
so it'll just keep going, and every time you hit it until um until it runs out of gas.
Alright, I just keep kicking it then. Try to keep the blood off of my shoes and kick at it.
Uh, you start kicking at its body because it doesn't have a head anymore. It's all blown apart. Um, and you see it twitch.
I swear this
And
thing.
it twitches again. Its head is blown off, but it still doesn't seem to be dead.
I don't have a shovel to bury it with. You know what? I'm gonna yell at Rolk to get like a shovel or the preacher while I keep kicking it.
He runs into the house and he calls the preacher.
Okay.
As you just keep kicking it.
Yeah. I've like yell at him like find a shovel or find God, alright? I've gotta keep this thing down.
He goes and calls the preacher, and you just keep kicking it. It's what are they called? Ribs.
Yeah. Okay.
Its ribs are just shattered into pieces. There's pieces sticking out and leaking out black blood. As you can see, black colored bones um, jutting out, and you just keep kicking it. Um, and I'm assuming you do this just for a few minutes.
Yeah, well, once the blood starts spilling out, then I step away from it and start hitting it with any stick that I can find. Not too far from a forest, so I can get like long enough sticks and start whipping at it with them.
Oh, by the way, your hammer,
Yeah.
it did kind of go inside of the thing, and it is covered in blood.
Oh man, that's why I wanted to
Just,
turn it off. I didn't need that powerful of a hammer. It was almost dead anyway.
I mean, its head was exploded.
Oh,
You exploded the head with the hammer, and then it got blood on it.
not much I can do about that. I could try to shake some of the blood off of the hammer, but for the most part, I just kind of have to put it aside.
The farmer, as you're kicking it, the farmer returns, um, and he sees that you've just kind of set the hammer aside. It's just on the ground, laying there, covered in blood. And he's like, do you want me to clean that off? I guess." Or,
Awfully calm considering the situation, but
he's not really sure what to do.
while
He's
angrily
kind of
hitting
just
it with the stick, I'm like, yeah, thanks, man.
yeah. He sees you just pounding the body with a stick, and he's just I can be helpful.
All right, cool.
He goes and washes off the hammer. He returns with your hammer. Is like, well, the preacher is coming. You just keep hitting it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
The
imagine the
stick
sticks are
breaks.
dissolving, but I'm just finding more sticks. You know, Rolk is helping me get more sticks so I can keep hitting it until the preacher arrives.
Okay, it takes a couple minutes of just wildly hitting it, but the preacher arrives sprinting as much as an old man can sprint, and and he's wearing his gloves already, and you see him rubbing them together while shouting something, and then he runs up to it. I'm assuming you stop hitting it as he gets into range.
Yeah, once he gets in range, I leave it to
He,
him. I'm like,
you
this
stop
thing.
hitting it, and he dives at the thing, and just screams, "Be gone!" as the thing bursts into bright white flames.
Finally,
The
I
whole
start cheering.
the whole area is on fire, but it's not a normal flame. The only thing that's burning is anything that came from that thing. It, as it just as it just erupts into flame. You can feel the heat, but it's the same thing as with that glow from earlier that you saw from the preacher, where it kind of the heat. You can feel it, but you also can't. and you're not sure which is real and which isn't.
Hmm. Well, obviously, I gotta thank the preacher for finally killing that thing. I mean, that he's been haunting me.
The preacher looks exhausted. He's breathing heavily, even though I mean, he did sprint, so I guess he's
Well,
breathing heavy on top of having already sprinted. He looks
I'm
more
also breathing
exhausted.
heavily. It's fine. I've
Yeah.
been whacking at this thing for like half an hour by this point, or however long. I don't know.
You're both just exhausted. The preacher looks pale, and the farmer is just kind of standing there, not really sure what to do. He goes like, "Well, is the thing dead? Did we kill it?"
And the
Preacher
preacher
goes,
just look at each other like, I think.
"Yeah." The preacher says, "It it's dead. It's as dead as I can be sure of, anyway."
Alright. Um, I guess I gotta ask him if we should tell the mayor about it. Like, ask him if we go into the mayor.
I we better. Uh, well, he's probably at home already, but we better go get him. Rolk, we'll keep an eye on this. Can you go get the mayor, or send your daughter? You're old. And
Uh,
Rolk looks slightly offended, but understands the logic of this, and he yells up at his daughter, and the girl appears in what kind of looks like pajamas, and she she has she has shoes on, and she goes sprinting for the mayor.
Alright. And then me and Preacher Man, I guess just keep watching over it. I show him my pile of sticks I burned through while whacking this thing?
The preacher seems to do some sort of exorcism. They burst into flame like everything else has. It seems that no part of the that creature it goes without some sort of excitement. Holy cow! It's already 9:21.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a long time already.
Um,
How long has it been? Like, what, 3.5 hours roughly?
um, uh, almost 3 hours. Wait. 3 hours exactly
Wow.
that we've been recording. Yeah. The story itself hasn't progressed as much as I kind of thought it might, because you went off in a direction I didn't expect that took longer. But
I, I don't know, man. Things happen. I had to go on meth bid to make bombs, important things.
yeah, I am glad you made a bigger gun. But I'm just gonna finish it off then. Um, so the preacher kind of just looks towards you and says, "Listen, I know you probably didn't want this fight, but you and me, we uh, we got to do something about this, and soon. I'm not sure how much longer we can go. That all this blood or whatever it is, if we're not extremely careful, I think it's going to spread and just keep spreading. And
I
who
like to
knows what else
imagine,
is out there."
I like to imagine me and the preacher do like a like that mid-air arm wrestle thing that they do in action movies. Like
You
he
you
wears like a really cool looking like preacher coat, and then he has like a revolver under it or like a double barrel shotgun that he just pulls out.
um he's unarmed at the moment,
Okay.
but we'll see how much longer that lasts. Um,
Yeah, I got a
he
few
says,
recommendations for him, so
"Yeah." Well, he does say, I I need to do something about this. We need to go on the offensive, whatever we can do. I don't know. I don't know if we can track it. I can see what I can do, but No, not right now. I'm tired. I've been stressing out about this all day, and maybe with whatever's left of this body, I can try to uh, use some sort of divine tracking. I need to be armed too. I can't just rely on you. Uh, your bullets seem to do something to it, but not enough. Maybe I can pray over it. He seems very flustered.
Hmm.
He's saying this. He goes, I don't know what kind of weapon do you recommend? I've never shot a gun before.
I recommend him different sizes of shotgun. Because as it seems, you need real big guns to hurt it, and I think flesh damage is pretty good against them. So recommend him
Um,
different sizes of shotguns depending on what he wants to carry around.
I suppose Rolk is still here. Rolk recommends uh, his own shotgun. He says, I can go and get a new one in the morning. You're more effective with it anyway. Um,
Roll the
and
barrel.
and the preacher sits down, cross-legged, puts it on his lap, and just starts praying. Do you
Oh,
just
does
let
he
him
have like
pray?
holy magic? Yeah, let him pray.
Yes, he has holy magic.
Yeah, but can he use holy magic on the gun?
Um, you're not sure. He starts
Oh,
praying, and you've seen that his holy magic is real, but you don't know what that'll do.
I gotta ask him. After he's done praying, I'm gonna ask him if I can make my handgun a holy handgun.
You wait for him to start praying, and he says, "Well, I've never tried that before. I don't know if it'll work. Um, I'm
All
um,
right, well, I guess we're trying this now.
I'm just doing what I can or what I think of in the moment, but I'll try." You offer him the gun, and he reaches out to take it when you hear a loud shot from towards the north, and then two more loud shots.
Well, we're gonna run again. He just caught his breath, but I'm like, all right, let's go.
And you just start running towards the dense forest.
I suppose so. I imagine that he didn't finish doing the thing with the gun, but I reloaded it after the fight, so I'm ready to go run in there again.
All right, you drag the preacher along with you, and you drag the preacher along with you and head towards the forest as you hear two more shots and the end of what I'll just, I suppose, call chapter two.
All right.
And now for some closing thoughts, I guess. You have
Oh,
any thoughts on what's going on?
I really like how many weapons I've gotten to make. That's really fun. I don't know if you can do that in D&D, but the fact that I've made like handcrafted bombs, I have like acid that I can throw at people, not really acid, but close enough, that may or may not also be like oil. And then I have just a giant hand cannon. Really funny.
Yeah, that's kind of the class you picked, though.
I know. And then the fact that I could like just bash the thing into the fire, it's just very cool. I like
Plus,
it.
the nice thing about doing the game this way is that while it makes it less gamey because I decide the outcomes of everything and I can just be like, you hit it in the head and it dies instantly. Um, like
Uh-huh.
I try to make it fair and I try to make it so that you have to make good decisions. And it's not
Yeah.
just random and it just doesn't just randomly punish you just for the sake of story or that's what it expects to do like AI Dungeon does. Um,
Yeah.
like I try to have it so that if it's not quite bulletproof enough, your action does have some sort of negative consequence. Um, like the thing dragging itself on the ground, the way you fought it there's not really a whole lot that can go wrong. I had considered making it bite your leg, um,
Ooh.
just while it's on the ground, but I figured you'd probably be far enough and it's close enough, and you're good enough at shooting guns that you would be able to hit the arm. Um,
Yeah.
and then when the arm is off, you have enough time to hit it in the head, and the head is made out of skull, so it's going to transfer. Made of skull, it has a normal skull, so it's going to transfer a lot of power to the head.
Hmm.
And
So like,
it yeah, I think it would explode like I said it did.
yeah, like as long as I do something creative and within reason, then I imagine it's got a good chance of success. But like, things still have to go wrong to keep things interesting. Like when I was fighting the big blob thing, and then that one took a while to get through.
Yeah, exactly. Plus the blob, um, you were not equipped for it very well at all. Um,
Not in the slightest. Just hitting like the flesh with the hammer, and then it kind of keep moving like I didn't do anything.
yeah, um, but that's the fun part because you learned and you could see that the the creatures of this town, which the creatures I did have an idea before you chose the location. Um, so that was a choice that was significant that you made.
Mhm.
Whereas, like, if you started off in the same place as Matt, first off, continuity things would be funny. Because
Uh,
I want to make this in the same world, same instance of the world, but also you would just blow through that. It would have been incredibly easy for your class would do incredibly well against it.
yeah,
Um,
it's kind
Matt
of different things.
Matt is not much of a fighter in general, his character, but you might see that
Yeah,
later on.
yeah.
Um, he
Just have
has
like
other
a crossover
skills,
episode,
or he just joins your party.
maybe.
It could be either one, but
It's up to you, I suppose, Mr. Dungeon Master Man.
yeah, I'm still hoping Alex will join in. That would be
I
fun.
doubt he will.
But yeah, that was cool that um, that you did make those weapons and you chose well for what would work well against it.
Yeah, I'm still really proud of myself. It's really fun ideas, I think.
Yeah, you were able to kill it. The way I would had expected you to meet the thing, you wouldn't have been able to kill it. Um, but
Ah,
it is kind of funny because the preacher, Mister, um, Mister
constant.
Constant, which now that I look at it again, it is very close to Constantine, the DC character. That was not intentional,
Hmm.
but
I like to
it does
imagine
fit.
him as the preacher from like the Faith trilogy, if you know that. You know, he's just kind of
Yes,
like
I,
praying them away, shooting them with a shotgun.
as you said, the hand clap thing. I knew
Yeah.
exactly what you were talking about. Also,
Oh
double
yeah.
barrel shotgun. Like, yes, he does have a double barrel because that's the thing that makes sense the most, and also because it's cool. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess he's gonna stick around with you for a while.
If I can get him to
Um,
join my party, that would be hilarious. He might be a
I'm gonna
bit old
tell
for
you
that, I
right
don't remember.
now, he is still fairly old. Um, he's older than the farmer, and the farmer is fairly old. Um,
Sorry.
and he's pretty tied to his town. You'd have a lot of trouble convincing him to go, and your character knows that. That's why I'm telling you this.
So it's
But
just
yeah,
kind of like the farmer, we're just bros, and then he can't come with me.
yeah, you guys are just bros. But he's gonna stay where he's at.
All right.
And the preacher ended up being more powerful than I expected too. Because he's seen a surprising amount of action.
I don't know what to do about this. I killed them and then they
But
weren't
hey,
quite dead, so I called for help. I don't know.
it's cool. You oh, that would be funny if the one of the people in your party ended up being a preacher. I can think of ways to make him go with you depending on how it turns out. Actually, actually, the more I think about it, the more likely it sounds. Spoilers, I guess, but let's just say that you will end up outside of the scope of this town soon enough. I
Yeah,
have
I think.
some big, very cool things planned. I
Ooh.
generated an image just in case of something that's big and cool that you'll have to see next time.
Ah, that would be spoilers.
That would be. Um, but good thing I didn't
People are
tell
gonna
you
have
what
to
it is.
tune in next time to see it.
Tune in next time on um, Monster Blood Sea. Yeah, crap. I think this thing didn't download properly. Um, but but yep, that's. I mean, that's that. I guess.
All right.
I'm. Yeah, just. It's getting pretty late, and while some things got a bit dull, and I'm going to have to cut out a lot again.
I
Um,
suppose, yeah.
things are ramping up. Um, I one last thing, one last like meta sort of thing about talking about the story itself. Um, those gunshots you heard, if you had left earlier, um, you possibly could have missed them.
Oh no.
Or not if you had actually left in the direction you wanted to leave, you would have probably missed to some extent what was going to happen. But also kind of not because I have an idea of what would be going on, and
Mhm.
um, you would I think it would work well enough. You stopped for the night, and the source of those gunshots would probably hear you if you had gotten accosted on the road. Um,
Yeah. I think
but
I
now,
think
hmm?
overall what I did makes a bit more narrative sense too. Is that like I went to town, I did what I wanted to do, got a little bit of money and prepared to move on. That didn't go well. I went back and prepared for the threats that I'm gonna deal with, and now I'm like doing things in the town, and then I'll probably be leaving soon, like you said.
Yeah, stuff about the timeline is kind of fuzzy because certain events I want you to see because they're um they're events that are would happen either way. Like you met the criteria of that, um,
Mhm.
but things are happening outside of what you can see. I just have to keep track of that in the background and keep track of the time, especially.
Yeah, a lot of things to have notes on. Are you keeping notes still, Tom?
Mostly in my head.
Well, I'll probably be fine then.
Yeah, no, it is fine. I can remember the story beats that I need to remember.
Still says small amounts of brass on the list. I used that.
It's been a while since I updated that one.
Oh, you're gonna have to. You still got those notes in your head, Tom?
Yeah.
I also
Do
got
you have small?
$500, so that's what
Yeah, I got rid of the small amounts
1,300
of
in total.
brass. No, never mind. They're still there. Oops. Okay. So before I stop recording, I will show you your final possessions. Um, Also, there one other thing is something would have happened regardless if you hadn't been in a place to be attacked tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there is that.
So I just like get
Uh,
jumped in the woods, and you're just like, I shouldn't have left town, dum dum. You weren't ready.
nope, that's all. That's also for later.
Okay.
Um, yeah. uh, I guess I can fit it in still. I can make it work. You're not gonna be it's things aren't gonna be too compressed. Um, like events won't happen too quickly in order, but there are some other things going on still related to the monster. I can say that much, but there are some other things going on.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But next time on Dieselpunk Fantasy Z.